Whataburger. I really thought Rome was going to change that. Notice how I've been here a little bit too much. And that reflection is more important than anything else. Being able to reflect on your actions, on your thoughts, on your ideas, that matters way more than anything else. Any monument. Welcome to another BLN podcast coming to you from Italy. I left Texas about 2 weeks ago, coming to Rome hoping to find some answers that I have been looking for, Partly it was a family trip. My in-laws have been doing a long walk pilgrimage in Spain, and then we all met them here in Rome as a family. Went to Zurich and then came back to Rome and then ended up here in Tuscany, and then we go back home tomorrow to Texas. Yay, Whataburger. But why Italy for me? Well, most of it, I was excited to see Marcus Aurelius. I wanted to understand the man that I've been reading so much about. I read his meditations pretty much every other day when I'm home. And Rome has a lot of that, right? It has a lot of his artifacts. It has his column. It has where he walked. It has the forum, in ancient Rome. And I really thought I'd find answers there. I was expecting to get some kind of revelation that would allow me to understand that man a little bit better and see where he came from and where he got his ideas from. I really thought Rome was going to change that. Notice how I've been here a little bit too much in Italy. I've been doing this a lot. But that's not exactly what happened. I didn't find the answers that I thought I would get, but I did find something else. I studied his history. I studied his lessons from his meditations, by the way. This is just orange juice. I just like it in a cup because it makes me look more sophisticated. But the only thing that's missing is tahini, so I had to do with salt, but that's good. I went to his column, and that place was kind of amazing. It was bigger than I expected. It had his history, his entire voyage or challenge that he had to go through, all written in stones, displayed in a large column like that. I've been reading his books for a long time, but I think books, they teach facts, or at least how he saw them, right? Or like your history lessons, they just teach you dates, and they teach you just moments in history through somebody else's lens that you cannot really truly comprehend unless you try to see them. And that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to find the man in the history. I try to find him for myself, or at least a version of myself that I can see, because I think the places create perspective, and I was thinking maybe that would allow me to see something different on them. But quickly realized that reflection creates wisdom. And being there, able to reflect on what he saw, I think I learned more from that than reading any of his books, because the experience of it gave me information, and it allowed me to understand what he was seeing and what he felt as he was writing, or maybe give me a little bit more of a feeling of the magnitude of his responsibility that he had to carry every day, being an emperor, but still managing to stay humble. So why do places matter? I don't know, but they did for me. To be able to connect to him in such a way was kind of powerful. I'll give you the story. Like, we were walking through the forum, and our guide was telling us about the stones that were laid over 2,000 years ago, still in ancient Rome, that were the original stone. You could see the carvings of where the cars used to go through. And I took off my shoes, I was wearing sandals, and I just put my feet on them. And it was such a powerful moment for me. The fact that I could feel or walk where maybe he's put a step on. That connection felt powerful to me, because maybe I think I understood him a little bit better on what he saw, and I could imagine how ancient Rome used to look like. You saw the place where Julius Caesar was murdered and then cremated, and you can still see where the ashes would have been, and people still bring in flowers. And even though Julius Caesar wanted to be an emperor before Marcus Aurelius, it's still powerful, but it kind of led to that. So Rome made me ask a lot of questions. I went to the Ponte San Angelo at sunrise, in a scooter, and that was such a different feel. The feel of Rome when nobody was around was kind of crazy. Going to the Pantheon when it was empty, walking the Forum, seeing the Forum in sunrise was kind of powerful as well. I started walking everywhere, took a scooter everywhere, and I started feeling really small. Like, why is this guy from Texas able to contribute to the world in such a way that it could last? I see the Romes, I see the ruins, 2,000 plus years later, and they're still standing there, creating inspiration for people to see and to be awed at. And how time really has time passes just so by and it's so quick. 2,000 years ago, we think about it such a long time ago, but in the reality of things, it's not. And the legacy that they create, there's the joke that we all men think about ancient Rome, several times a week. And it's definitely true, for me at least. So what were they building? Were they creating something that they knew was going to last? What would they think of today if they saw what Rome and what society has become? And then it made me think, well, what am I building? What am I building at home with the podcast, with work, with my family? I want to build something that lasts. I know my family will be there. I'm very devoted to them. I know God will be there. I pray to him every day. So the question that left me after being in Rome is, what am I trying to build? Am I building something that lasts? Is it for me? Is it for my family? Is it for ego? Is it for monetization? Is it for my own self-ambition? Maybe all of those all at once. It's hard to tell. But I know one thing, that at least I am building something that hopefully in this YouTube era, sorry, I'm getting bit by ants. I'm hoping that something in this YouTube era could be lasting for people to see, for my grandkids to see, for my great-grandkids to see at some point, to see that Raul was trying to do something bigger than himself. Hopefully. And maybe that sounds egotistical, but part of it is true. I think in order to want to do this, you have to have some kind of egotistical aspirations to create something bigger. And I'm not ashamed of that. I'm definitely not. I think ambition is powerful in a lot of ways. So at the end of the thing, I think Rome left me with more questions than I came looking for. And I'm going to do an episode specifically on my journey to try to find Marcus Aurelius. I don't know if it'll come before this video or after this video, but it will be up there soon. One of the things that Rome did teach me is that life moves fast. Everything is so fast paced there. Going through everything, so many people, life is just moving. We stayed about a block away from the Vatican, and just walking down there and back and walking through all of the locations, all the historical sites that I could at least see for myself. I know there's thousands. Every corner has another historical location, but it was definitely busy enough that you got tired at the end of the day. After Rome, we came to Tuscany. As you could see, that's Florence back there in the background. We stayed in a very nice olive tree farm. Kind of amazing place, quiet, secluded. Nice evenings by the pools. The pace is definitely slower. There's no schedules. There's nothing but silence. There's long dinners. There's having amazing conversations with family. Nobody rushing, just sunsets and beautiful views and orange juice. Well, yesterday this was wine. I'm flying tomorrow, so I'm trying to keep it light. If I had to compare the two, Rome filled my mind. It filled my thought process. It filled my curiosity. It filled my aspirations of wanting to be better than myself that I was yesterday. But Tuscany kind of emptied it, and it kind of just made me self-reflect. It made me just see within myself and realize that all those things that I was searching for Rome were not in Rome itself, but they were within me. All the questions I'm looking for are within me. Chris Williamson talks about the answers that you're looking for are in the silence you're avoiding. This, for me, was the silence. I was sitting here on my own, going for a slow walk on my own. And that silence, after seeing everything that I saw in Rome, those reflections really helped me kind of carry through to what I wanted to see today. Gave me more of an answer of what I'm really trying to do. I started questioning myself, why am I always so busy? Why do I feel guilty when I sit down and I rest for a little bit, when you just want to go and go and go? Or why do I sometimes feel like I stop being present for the people around me when I'm trying to be a good father and a good podcaster and a good interviewer and a good husband, which kind of leads to the next thing, right? And I don't know what the next thing is in totality. Only time will tell. But all I know is that I got more answers here in Tuscany than I did in Rome. One really cool thing that I felt really proud of here was it was my daughter's birthday. Now, it was kind of chaotic. We went to town in the morning and then we came back, we took her to eat, and we were hoping to get a birthday cake for her. but all the instructions are in Italian, so we got the wrong cake, and we didn't have anything here to cook with. So I was very scared that we would not have a birthday cake for her. And I'll probably make a video on the trek itself, but I really wanted her to get a birthday cake, at least a decent one. And as you see, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. The closest town is 3 kilometers away, so about 2.5 miles uphill, downhill in the hills. And I just decided that I was gonna go get her a cake, but we have no car. And the buses are really scarce. Taxis are kind of expensive. And sorry, somebody's calling me. No, thank you, spam. So I decided that I was gonna walk. So I put on my running shoes, took my phone, and I took off. Walking those hills up and down to a little bodega in a small town called Impuneto here in the hills of Tuscany. And needless to say, I was a failure of a walk. Did not find a cake. The closest thing that I could find was like pre-wrap cakes that we could maybe put together. So that's what I did. I bought those cakes and then I walked back. A slow walk home, but I felt so good about being able to do that for her. We were able to sing happy birthday for her, and she had a good birthday. Maybe it wasn't the cake that she wanted. It wasn't her chocolate cake. It was some weird peach vanilla prepackaged cakes that we put together and put some Nutella on and then put two birthday candles on. But I did see her smile, and that made my day. That smile at the end of the day, after a long walk through the hills, made my day. My main thought is like, I don't know, hope that she doesn't remember the cake, but I hope that she remembers that moment that I was able to do something and be present for her in a way that I don't think a lot of people either want to or are able to do nowadays. Not because they don't want to, but maybe I think it's just there. I had the luxury of being here and being present in the sense that I didn't have to go to work. I didn't have to do anything else. We were just here. And I hope that she remembers that her father will go to bat for her no matter what. Going back to Marcus Aurelius, I think I had a couple of realizations here, or at least my biggest realizations were that I didn't find them in Rome. I didn't find them in the statues. I didn't find them in his monuments or the museums or the Colosseum. I found them here in this quiet place with the cicadas playing around, and you probably can hear them. And I think I finally understand that reflection is more important than anything else. Being able to reflect on your actions, on your thoughts, on your ideas, on your conversations, that matters way more than anything else. Any monument can tell you matters more than any sculpture can tell you, anything that more than the Sistine Chapel can show you. That place is beautiful, by the way. But the reflections come from your thoughts and your actions and not what you see or what you read. That helps you get there, but the reflections come in the silence. I think philosophy, Stoicism, has to be lived more than it has to be read. It has to be experienced. You have to be able to practice it. It's like medicine. You know, we talk about being a paramedic, and for the paramedics or medical directors out there, practice is medicine. Stoicism is a practice of your mind, of your thoughts, of your struggles to become something better than yourself. And I think that matters more than anything else. That struggle for you to become better is what teaches you to be better, and is what makes you a better person. If I have to summarize it all at one point, I didn't find Marcus Aurelius here. And I kind of maybe subconsciously knew that. But what I did find was the conditions that make him make sense to me. The thoughts, the silence, seeing what he went through, walking through steps, walking through the Pantheon, understanding a little bit more of what he saw, kind of make me understand his words better than I think they ever have before. Now, I was trying to read meditations here. I thought it would be ideal to read meditations in Rome, the Pantheon, where he was, but I am a dumb person sometimes, and I got the wrong book when I came. I brought Seneca's book, not Meditations. Now, Seneca lived here too, but definitely different times. So after all of this, now what? Tomorrow, we're flying back to Texas. It's gonna be a long day. We'll have to wake up early, and then I'm going back to what? EMS, my podcast, phones, distractions, noise, responsibilities. How do I keep this and take it forward? How do I protect this quietness that I found while living here in this Tuscany home or in my Airbnb in Rome? How do I stay present every single day for the rest of my life? How do I let this not dissipate into something that is not meaningful and not worthy for me? Maybe I'll take another trip to Rome. I don't know. So what will I take from here? I'll have a lot of memories. Coffee, sunrise, views, walks in the woods with olive trees, cupcakes, makeshift cakes, silence, So I don't think I'm bringing home souvenirs. I think I'm bringing home more perspective of who I am and what I'm trying to do. So I think the hardest part isn't living Italy at all. I mean, this is hard to leave, but the hardest part isn't living here. The hardest part is making sure that I don't leave this perspective that I found myself with here. The perspective from reflection, the perspective from thought, self-thought, and innovation, and wanting to be bigger from what I learned here. I really hope that this stays with me, and that this version of myself that I found here, I can take with me back home and make it useful. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. Be all in.